Good day, everyone, and a warm welcome to our presentation. Today, I will be presenting a topic under our BMKU 4743 Renewable Energy System course titled General Renewable Energy and its Policy Landscape in Malaysia. Before I begin, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our respected lecturer, Professor MADYA IR Dr. Muhammad AFZANIZAM bin Muhammad ROSLI. This project was prepared by our group from Section 3 and 4. To give you an overview of our team representation, here are the members of Group B who contribute to this research, which consists me, myself, Bernard Isaac, followed by Muhammad SHAHMI, Nur Shahira, and Jagathesh. My presentation today will cover three main points, which is first, a brief introduction to global renewable energy concept. Second, a deep dive into the latest governing energy policies in Malaysia. And finally, an analysis of the core challenges and energy security issues of our nation faces today. Let's begin with the fundamentals. Renewable energy refers to any form of energy generated from natural resources that naturally replenish themselves over time. Specifically, sunlight, wind, water, biomass, geothermal heat. Unlike traditional fossil fuels, these clean sources produce significantly lower greenhouse gas emissions, making them the ultimate sustainable solution for future energy demands. In Malaysia, renewable energy has transitioned from an alternative option into a central pillar of our national economic and energy strategy. Over the years, our government has introduced several phased initiatives to accelerate adoption, ranging from early feed-in tariff feed scheme and large-scale solar LSS tenders to net energy metering NEM. And now, the modern National Energy Transition Roadmap, or NETR. Under this unifying NETR frameworks, Malaysia has committed to a bold target, achieving 70% renewable energy capacity by the year 2050. To understand how we will reach that 70% target, we must look at the concrete legislative frameworks driving the industry today. There are five key policy pillars currently shaping our landscape. First, the National Energy Policy 2022 to 2040 (DTN) serves as our macro blueprint explicitly supporting Malaysia's goal to become a low-carbon nation and hit net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Second is the National Energy Transition Roadmap (NETR) 2023, which acts as our primary action heavy engine for scaling up clean supply. Third, addressing the demand side, we have the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act (EECA) 2024. This legally mandates that large commercial buildings and heavy industries must strictly monitor and audit their energy consumption. Fourth, on the grid adoption side, the Solar Accelerated Transition Action Program (Solar ATEP) has officially stepped in to replace the older net energy metering NEM frameworks. And finally, to liberalize the market, the Corporate Renewable Energy Supply Scheme (CRES) now allows companies to bypass traditional single buyer barriers and purchase renewable electricity directly from green developers. Next, we must look realistically at the urgent issues and drivers surrounding Malaysia's energy sector. There are four primary factors we need to balance. First, climate change and environmental concern. The historical excessive reliance on fossil fuels globally continues to drive global warming and hazardous air pollution. Shifting to renewable energy is an environmental necessity. Second, dependence on fossil fuels. Despite our aggressive green policies, Malaysia's power grid baseline still relies heavily on coal and natural gas for daily electricity generation. Overcoming the baseline dependency is our biggest technical hurdle. Next is rising energy demand. Our growing population and rapid industrial development are driving up electricity demand sharply. We need scalable, sustainable energy sources to absorb this growth without spiking national emissions. And finally, energy security. Deploying localized renewable energy reduces our vulnerability to global supply chains, decreases our reliance on imported fuels, and strongly fortifies our national energy security. In conclusion, achieving our 2050 green targets requires a tight synergy between progressive regulatory frameworks like CRES and Solar ATEP, alongside robust engineering solutions to manage grid stability.
Now let's look at the 5 main challenges of renewable energy. First is high initial cost. Setting up solar panel and battery system require a lot of money upfront. Second is the intermittent supply. Solar and wind rely completely on the weather, so they don't produce power 24/7. Third is storage limitation. Saving that energy for later use is still very expensive and technology limited. Fourth is grid limitation. In places like Malaysia, our current power grid needs a major upgrade to handle these changing energy sources. Finally, the land and environment impact. Large project takes up a lot of space, which can affect local ecosystem and farming land. Next, we look about the major advantages of the renewable energy. First is environmentally friendly and sustainable. It gives us such as clean and infinity energy source that directly cuts down the carbon emission. Second is drive economic growth and job creation. Building this infrastructure creates new opportunities in engineering and manufacturing and maintenance. Third is lower electricity cost in long term. Even though the starting costs are high, the actual energy from wind and sun is free, leading to cheaper power over time. Finally, improve natural energy security. By relying on our own natural resources, we reduce our dependency on imported fossil fuel. Lastly, the key disadvantages we must need to keep in our mind is, first is high initial cost. Setting up the initial equipment is still a major financial barrier. Second is weather dependency. Because it's rely on the sun and wind, the power generated isn't always consistent. Third is need to backup system. To prevent power outages when the weather changes, we still need to reliable backup power sources. Fourth is the maintenance and technical expertise. Operating this advantageous system requires special skill and ongoing maintenance. Fifth is environmental concern and infrastructure. Finally, constructing a larger scale renewable site can be sometimes causes unintended damage and local habitat.
Okay, now I will explain about statistic of general renewable energy. On this slide, we can see an overview of Malaysia renewable energy status as of 2025. The total installed renewable energy capacity is approximately 9.45 gigawatt, which represent around 32% of the country's total electricity capacity. Renewable source contribute roughly 19% of the electricity generation, with hydropower making up the largest share. Solar energy is the fastest growing source, accounting for about 49% of renewable capacity, followed by hydro at 42% and bioenergy and other sources at 9%. The government has set ambitious target to increase renewable energy share to 40% by 2035 and 70% by 2050, reflecting Malaysia's commitment to a low carbon future. Here is the latest official data. Malaysia renewable energy installed capacity grew steadily from 2020 to 2025, reaching nearly 70 gigawatt in 2025, with solar PV showing the fastest growth, while large hydro remained the largest contributor. Bioenergy and geothermal stay relatively small but stable. Next, fact or figure. This slide shows Malaysia's renewable energy resource potential based on the Malaysia Renewable Energy Roadmap by SEDA Malaysia. Malaysia has strong renewable energy potential because of three main factors: year-round solar irradiation, large amount of agricultural and domestic waste for bioenergy, and river basins suitable for hydroelectric power. According to SEDA Malaysia, the largest potential comes from solar PV, with a total of about 269 gigawatt, including ground-mounted, rooftop and floating solar. This shows that solar has the greatest opportunity for future expansion in Malaysia. Besides solar, Malaysia also has large hydro potential of 13.6 gigawatt, mainly from Sarawak, followed by bioenergy at 3.6 gigawatt, small hydro at 2.5 gigawatt, and geothermal at 0.2 gigawatt. These resources are spread across Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, and Sarawak.
Next, I will explain the slide about the previous, current and future development for renewable energy sector in Malaysia. First, in the previous period, before the 2010, Malaysia energy sector was mainly dominated by fossil fuels such as coal, oil and gas. Renewable energy sources were still very limited and mainly focused on small hydropower and biomass. At the time, policy and incentive for renewable energy were also limited, and technology adoption was still basic with manual monitoring systems. Currently, from 2023 until 2026, renewable energy development has improved significantly. Renewable energy now contribute around 90% of total electricity generation. Hydropower remains important while solar PV is growing rapidly. The government has introduced several initiatives and policies such as the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act 2024 and the National Energy Transition Roadmap 2023. Technology has also advanced with grid connected solar system and early monitoring and forecasting systems. Looking at the future, from 2026 onward, Malaysia is expected to move toward a more diversified renewable energy mix. Solar PV hybrid system, energy storage and smart grid will become more widely used. Advanced technologies such as AI and machine learning will help improve predictive energy management and renewable energy integration. However, challenges such as large-scale renewable integration, energy storage, and maintaining grid stability still need to be solved. Overall, this slide shows how Malaysia is gradually transitioning from fossil fuel dependency to a smarter and more sustainable renewable energy future. In conclusion, renewable energy is becoming increasingly important in Malaysia's effort to achieve sustainable development and reduce carbon emissions. Through government initiatives and policies such as NETR, NEM, LSS, and CRESS, Malaysia is actively promoting clean energy adoption and encouraging investment in renewable energy technologies. Although renewable energy still faces several challenges such as high implementation costs and intermittency issues, its environmental, economic, and social benefit make it a crucial solution for the country's future energy security and sustainability. Therefore, continued support from the government, industry, and society is important to ensure a successful transition toward a greener and more sustainable energy future. Thank you for your attention. This is all from our presentation. We hope this presentation has given a better understanding for renewable energy system in Malaysia. Thank you.